one of that's supposed to be like a voiceover, but I think you have to. I don't know how this one particularly works. When it comes to that. Where's okay.
Pages that contains like chicken soup for the financial soul stories, actual client examples who changed their names to protect their privacy, that you will learn by reading these stories and examples of how people have empowered themselves financially by using the laser fund. So call now, 1-888-76-RADIO, the number, and you can attend one of our educational events, and I will give you a copy of the laser fund. That's 1-888-767-2346. Please join us and learn. Receive my book. Call 1-888-767-2346. That's 888-767-2346. This is Three-Dimensional Wealth Radio. Did you know I have two sets of clients? About 5,000 of the general public that are clients, and about 5,000 of the top financial advisors in America. This is Doug Andrew. Welcome back to Three-Dimensional Wealth Radio. If you're just joining us, I was talking in the first segment about one of the best pieces of advice I ever received years ago: to not follow the herd and don't listen to the mainstream media because they are part of the herd, okay? And so I've always been viewed as a contrarian because I don't follow the herd. I took countless hours to study the best ways to save for retirement, and it's not in traditional IRAs or 401ks, deferring to some future perceived unknown advantage when most savers find themselves in as higher tax brackets during retirement than they were during their earning years. And so, do you know that 91% of Americans, I think, are doomed putting money into traditional IRAs or 401ks? And the financial services industry, more than 25 years ago, realized that for savers, telling people to defer, and procrastinate paying tax was not the best advice. But they had to be very careful about backpedaling on that because, you know, they had themselves as fiduciaries, okay? Looking out for your best interest. And sometimes I go, well, when they realized, I'm talking about the advisor, realized that you have enough of a retirement nest egg that you will likely not be in a lower tax bracket. So, for example, I had a couple come to me a few years ago. Both the husband and wife were physicians, and they had been following the herd, following what their advisor told them to do, and put money in tax-deferred accounts. And they had $4.6 million accumulated, and they finally had this rude awakening. Wait a minute, we're not going to be in a lower tax bracket. We're in the highest tax bracket we've ever been in, and we don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And now this same advisor is telling us to take RMDs, required minimum distributions, thinking we're saving tax by stringing it out, until they came to me and I showed them if they followed that advisor's advice and postponed until age 72 and then took RMDs out to life expectancy for both the husband and the wife, and then transferred generate about $100,000 a year of tax-free cash flow into perpetuity without depleting principal, with money that would otherwise go down the drain in unnecessary tax. Would you like to explore that? And they said, absolutely. And their advisor, who felt a little bit intimidated, said, well, they can afford to pay $2.6 million in tax. And I go, well, let's ask them if they want to do that. And we did, and they go, absolutely, we don't want to do that. If we can redirect otherwise payable tax to causes that we support for our children and grandchildren, or if we need the money, we would rather do that. So that's the path they took, and I saved them $1.2 million unnecessary tax. I've done this thousands of times for people, okay? And so one thing that I learned is how to think outside of the box. The box is what traditional financial planners are told to do. Oh, defer, and that's why 91% of Americans are in traditional IRAs and 401ks. Only 9% are smart enough to put money into Roths. Roths are a step in the right direction, like I was explaining in the previous segment, but I've never owned an IRA 401k or a Roth IRA or 401k, because my favorite vehicle, which I call the laser fund, has the 2 benefits of a Roth, as I was explaining, and 4 additional benefits. Now, I started out this segment by making the statement that I have 2 sets of clients. Let me explain that. I have about 5,000 clients that are comprised of what we will call the general public, okay? And I've been helping these people optimize assets and minimize taxes, and I have a small nucleus of some of the top financial advisors in America that help people accumulate, access, and transfer their money totally tax-free. And it's not following the herd by keeping money in traditional IRAs or 401ks. In fact, most of these advisors had to perform what is called a strategic rollout, not a rollover, get money out of those IRAs or 401ks, usually in a 5 to 7 year period, get the taxes over and done